going to be doing a Finch Hattons Luxury Camp, presented by Sheena Dovey and Sophie Taylor from Planet Destinations. There will be the opportunity for questions and answers at the end of the webinar. If you have any questions at any time during the webinar, please type these into the chat box and I will address these to Sheena and Sophie at the end of the presentation. A recording will be available of the webinar, and this will be distributed to all who registered, and it will be posted on the Atta website. I'll now hand over to Sheena and Sophie to take you through the presentation. Sheena, Sophie, over to you.
Thanks, Chris. Hi, everybody. Those of you in the UK, I hope you're not too snowed in, and anybody anywhere else, I hope the sun's shining. As Chris has said, it's Sheena and Sophie from Planet Destinations. We are based in the UK and look after Finch Hattons. As you'll see, we've got a beautiful picture up just to set the scene about what we're going to talk about this afternoon. Finch Hattons in Tsavo National Park in Kenya. And welcome, and I hope you enjoy the presentation. So just to kick ourselves off here, our location, we're in the Tsavo West National Park, as you can see from the map there. We've got gorgeous views of Mount Kilimanjaro to one side of the camp, and then we have Tula Hills on the northeast. So we've really got a great place for views, for hiking, etc., which we'll talk about today. For those of you that don't know, Tsavo is actually Kenya's oldest and largest national park, and we cover just under 23,000 square kilometres of land, so quite a big expanse, and we're actually 15 times the size of the Masai Mara. So yeah, that's where we're located. In terms of getting to us, it's a very easy flight from Wilson Airport in Nairobi. Just takes 50 minutes, either on the scheduled or the private charter with Safari Link. And yeah, it's a very pleasant flight, great sights usually of Kilimanjaro as you come in through to the camp. You can also do a great flight with Mombasa Air through to Mombasa, so it links very nicely with the beach. And we're actually not that far, relatively speaking, to drive from Mombasa or from Nairobi. As you can see there, it takes about 4 or 5 hours, and a lot of people do choose to do that route if they so wish. And of course, we now have the new train as well, which takes about 4.5 hours. All the way through, 3 hours by train from Nairobi or Mombasa through to Finch Hattons, and then it's an hour-and-a-half transfer, which is actually done through the national park. So you do get to do some sightseeing and game viewing on the way through. So that's a new way to do it, and a very cost-effective way to do it as well.
So, hi here, it's Fee here. We just wanted to touch a bit more on why you'd actually go to Tsavo, and particularly Tsavo West, because I know it's an area that isn't as well known as some of the other areas in Kenya. I wanted to start with the game. Obviously, you are going to see lots of game when you're in Tsavo. The experience is not going to be like the Masai Mara, where you've got a huge expanse of open plains, and as far as the eye can see, all you can see is game. You do have to search for it a little bit more, but to be honest, I quite enjoy the search, like the thrill of the chase. So it depends, obviously, what people would prefer. We do have a huge amount of elephants in Tsavo. The famous red elephants, as they're called. They are no different to normal elephants, apart from the fact that they tend to bathe in the red dust, but they still are very beautiful to see. We also have a huge amount of leopard, especially around the camp, so you can get to see lots of the cats there, and lions as well. We have some great prides of lions. If you look on our Facebook page, you'll quite often see pictures of the lions having a little sunbathe by the airstrip, which is pretty cool. And then we've got lots of plains game as well that you can see. The really nice thing about doing a game drive in Tsavo West is the exclusivity of it. So there aren't many lodges around, which means that you don't really see any other vehicles while you're there. And obviously that does give you a real kind of private, exclusive feel, and it's nice when you've not got cars moving in and out of sightings and things like that. Now, Tsavo, the landscape there is also beautiful, and the first time Sheena and I went, this is definitely one of the things that struck us the most. Obviously, Sheena's already touched on the fact that we're looking up at Kilimanjaro. That picture is actually taken from the lodge that you can see there on the top left-hand side. So you have some beautiful views of the mountain. Where the actual camp is, there's a lot of water, so it's quite lush in terms of the landscape there. But heading just 10 minutes out from the camp, you're at the Hattons lava flow, which you can see in the bottom left-hand corner. It's some of the newest lava flow in Africa, I think, or even maybe the world. Which there's been no time for any vegetation to grow back there, so it's just a really dramatic black rock carved out of the green landscape, so which is pretty cool. We also have a lot of deciduous forest around in the area near the camp. So the top right hand picture, you can see this is one of the hikes through the deciduous forest, which is really unique landscape. And then we've got some fantastic viewpoints as well, which you can see in the bottom right hand side. As you drive through, literally every 10 minutes the landscape changes. So you could be at the lava flow, then you'll be out in the open grassy plains. Following that, you can be, there's a section of the park which feels very Jurassic. It feels like you're a bit in Jurassic Park when you're driving through there. So that continuous changing landscape really adds to the experience.
Just to go back in history a little bit to explain where Finch Hattons has come from. It was originally built back in 1993 with Peter Frank. Some of you may know of him. He was a very renowned German hotelier. And he went into partnership with Kishan Gelot, who is still the current owner of the property, because Peter retired in 2010. And the guys decided that they would do a full refurbishment, which I think was very well called for, and it took a couple of years to do the refurbishment. I think it's important at this stage to say that Finch Hattons staff, over 70% of them have stayed with the lodge since the opening in '93. They were very famous in terms of the silver service that they offer, and the guys have stayed with us since the refurbishment as well, when the lodge was closed, and they are still there. This is Vincent, that you can see in the picture here, and the service and the attention to detail is absolutely second to none. And the Gelot family also have a close relationship with Mahala, Missouri in the Masai Mara. We've got some great combination stays that we do with Mahala, Missouri. So we'll go through that in a little bit more detail a little bit further on in the presentation.
So I know one of the first questions is always what's included. At Finch Hattons, we are all inclusive, so that does include your accommodation, all of your meals, your drinks, and then also your activities as well. So your game drives, your sundowners, game walks and things like that too. We also include the return transfers from the airstrip, so which they'll arrive, pick you up in a game vehicle, and then you start with a mini game drive back to the camp as well. The only things really that you pay extra for, there's some special excursions that you would have to pay extra for, and then your park fees as well, but everything else is pretty much just there for you waiting.
So this is what the camp looks like. This is usually the view from the window of the aircraft as you come in. And we've got a nice map there on the right hand side which really shows you in detail how the camp is laid out. So you can see there's quite a lot of water. It is a natural spring that all the rooms are looking over. Great views, great birding from your room. And if we start at the top of the map there, you can see we've got a great viewing tower. Which we've got some great pictures later on that you can see from there, but it's basically looking out over Tsavo itself, so a very nice place to do some celebrations or just go and chill out in the afternoon. Then all the rooms are, as I said, are spread around the spring, 17 rooms in total, from our luxury suites, which are down the right hand side at the top there, through to our family rooms, which we've got 2 units, and then right down at the bottom there we've got the Finch Hattons suite. Which, as you'll see a little bit later on, is a room that has nothing that it hasn't got. The grey shaded area, that's the main reception area, and whilst it's called the reception area, there's also our boma there, which looks out over the spring, and also we have a lot of different dining options that people can take advantage of. We've also got a very large pool, which you can see, which is on the same level as the bush, so it's got something very special about it. We've got a very small museum that has got different artefacts in. We've got our fitness centre, and we've also got our spa right down the bottom there as well. This place is extremely special. It's got something magical, a magical feel to it, and certainly with the natural springs, we obviously have water there all the time. Okay, just to give you an example, the hippos are resident in the spring, so it's very noisy in the evening as they come in and out of the water and around each of the different rooms. And we've also got our resident crocodile, and there's a few of them actually that make themselves very at home around the whole camp. And the picture on the right there, that's the main reception area and dining areas, and you can see the boma, which is very special, especially in the evening.
Okay, so let's get on to the actual accommodation then. As Sheena said, we've got 17 tents in total. 14 of them are our luxury tented suite, which you can see here. As you can see, they're tented in the very loose sense of the word. They are definitely ultra luxury and hugely spacious for anybody that would like to come out and just treat themselves a little bit. You've got over 100 square meters in each of these. We have 14 of these tents. They are all overlooking the natural mineral spring, so you've got some beautiful views from there. And the tent is across 3 levels as well. So you have the sunken balcony area out the front, which overlooks the water first. Then raised up is where the bed is, and then raised up again is into the bathroom. So from everywhere you can see the beautiful view. These rooms also have freestanding copper bathtubs, which I'm going to show you in a moment, and indoor and a double outdoor shower as well. So, and a nice big mini bar, which you can see there just on the right hand side of the room in the chest. So they're really, really well appointed. Then we also have our 2-bedroom suites. So these are fantastic for families. They've got 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms in them, but they're also brilliant for if you have maybe 2 couples traveling together. Because of the way that the rooms are configured, you have a room and a bathroom on one side, then the lounge area, and then a room and a bathroom on the other side. So there's still quite a lot of privacy within the rooms themselves, which is why it would work well for 2 couples. These rooms also look over the natural mineral spring. You'll see in the bottom picture they also have a really nice sunken dining area on the decking, so you can actually have a really nice kind of private meal here, private dining. No one else around, and you can just take in the view from your rooms and get to really appreciate it more. These do also have beautiful bathrooms that I'm just about to show you as well. And we have our Finch Hattons tented suite for anybody that's looking for something seriously special. This is basically our presidential suite. You have 200 square meters of space here, just literally for 1 couple, so lots and lots of room. You can see these are the only tent that have a private plunge pool as well, with the infinity edge on there, looking over the spring, which is fantastic to laze around during the day because it does get very hot there, as I'm sure you can all imagine. These rooms come complete with butler service. If you want to get really spoiled, there is a kitchen pantry here so that they can prepare all of your meals in your suite if you would like, if you don't want to go down to the main areas in camp. And then they also have a nanny or a bodyguard room as well. So if people are going to be travelling with somebody, if they're, taking any staff with them, then that works really nicely as well. So here you can see our bathrooms. We're very proud of our bathrooms at Finch Hattons. We're giving a bit of a nod to that history with the chandeliers and the copper roll top baths, and then you can see the double outdoor shower there as well.
So moving on to the dining experiences, we like to mix it up a little bit. So we'll give you a bit of a feel of what we've got on offer. So each night would involve something different or indeed at lunchtime as well. So on the top left picture there, you can see our main dining area that we would set up for breakfast, for example, or one of the evening meals as well. The bottom left is our spa. We can set up nice private dining there. As you can see, we can set it up for two, or we can set it up for a larger group if you so wish. And we also have a great lap pool there rather than the relaxing pool which you'll find in the main area. On the right hand side, we've got our stargazing terrace. I had dinner up here. It's absolutely beautiful. You can either do it as a private dining experience, or you can dine with other people, or if there's a group of you, no problem at all. And one of the nice things that they do is turn the lights out during dinner, so you can actually see the Milky Way, I think it is, that you can just see in that picture there. We've also got telescopes for people too, so you can really take advantage of being in somewhere that's not polluted by light. The top left on this slide shows you the swimming pool. And this is actually one of my favourite places for lunches. Being on the same level as the bush, you're always quite aware whether something's going to come in. I love that feeling. But you can have a light pizza or a burger or just some sandwiches or a salad if you so wish to do so, if you've had enough to eat during your stay, which everybody likes to think they can fit it all in, but I know that they can't. And then breakfast is set up on the bottom left-hand side. And then just to show some of our quirkiness, really, you can see the dining area that's set up in the main area there, with the Coke bottle chandelier hanging down in the middle, making it all nice and dramatic when people are staying at Finch Hattons. And then we also include within our price our bush dining and sundowners. So we set up for breakfast in the bush as a nice surprise for people. And we also set up a brilliant sundowning area, not just off of the vehicle. It's fully set up in the bush as a nice surprise when people are coming to the end of their game drive for the evening. And you can usually see Mount Kilimanjaro. In fact, you can just see it in that picture in the background there. Great place to sit, enjoy the African bush, and exactly what people are going for. Okay, so I think Sophie's internet has just died, so I'm going to cover this off for her. Relaxing around the camp. You can see our boma there is a great addition to Finch Hattons. You can see we have we have a guitar playing in the evening. You're right around where the spring is, so the hippopotamus coming in and out as well, so they're quite noisy. And this is one of the most favourite places for people when they are in camp and as they've had their dinner, etc. On the left-hand side, you can see we've set up for dinner at the viewing deck with the telescope. A very nice place just to go, chill out, relax, and have a private experience. And on my right-hand side is the Karen Blixen Lounge, which has got a lot of artefacts that people like to go and sit and have a look at. But a very relaxed area that's open to people, obviously, all the time, just to go read and have some quiet time. We've also got our pool area. It's a great place. We've got nice steam coming, cool steam or spray coming out, so people can be chilled while they're staying there. Again, it's a nice quiet area. It's not a loud place to be. And you can see there at the top right-hand side our bar and lounge, which is very popular, pre-dinner drinks, and the stargazing lounge, again set up slightly differently, so people can just go and chill out. So in terms of the different activities that we have going on, as Sophie said earlier, we do include quite a few of them, and the game drives are all included, and we do prefer to do our game drives ourselves, although you can get your DMC to do it for you. We do prefer to have that run by ourselves because the area is so known to us. So just about 15 minutes is the Chulu Hills, the Shitani lava flow, which is very dramatic, very wide open, and quite unbelievable. People like to go and sit there and just feel the heat coming off of the lava flow still. Lake Jeep, the Rhino Sanctuary, Roaring Rock, Roaring Rocks, and also Poacher's Lookout, which is a great place that people can go for their sundown drink. So there's something for everyone. And the top right-hand picture there is a very special, ginormous baobab, which is just stood on its own. It's one of my favourite places, actually, that we stopped when Sophie and I were there. Okay, so some of the activities can be tailored for your clients. Some of the bush walks, the bush sundowners and bush breakfasts, of course, are included. And we do great things for children. It is a family-owned lodge, so they do like to encourage children, and they are taken out on safari from the age of 6. But we do some great cooking, and they also get involved with the Maasai as well, to learn about their culture, etc. And we do encourage people also to go to the cultural village and do community-based village visits as well, which is a nice thing to do. So the Chulu Spa and Wellness Centre, and we touched on earlier, it's probably one of the best ones that I've seen anywhere in Africa, actually. And we have 2 treatment rooms that people can go and enjoy some of the nice treatments that we do. Our African Goddess Facial, for instance, is a very special one. Soul of Tsavo, which is a nice tight muscle and lymph drainage combating massage. And we've got some African potato experiences, which is a great thing for your skin and nails to keep them naturally hydrated. So there's some really special things that we can do there. And that just goes through the yoga experience that we can have. We've got our own gym as well. So somewhere nice to relax. And people spending 3 or 4 nights here definitely have the time to go and celebrate their own body and relax themselves when they're there. We do also do some great weddings. So the attention to detail at the property is second to none. So it's a very nice thing to be able to offer people as well, something very special. And if people want to do any board meetings or have a retreat there, we can obviously set up the lodge to encompass that as well. So in terms of the offers that we have, stay 4 nights or more at Finch Hattons, and you get your last night free. That's a nice one to offer. Stay 3 and fly free. Stay 3 nights or more at Finch Hattons, and you fly into the lodge for free. That's up until the end of June this year. And then I mentioned previously we have a very good relationship with Mahal Azuri, and we do a 7-night joint package with them. And that works very nicely. Certainly the British and the Americans like that a lot. And we've also joined together with Ocean Spa Lodge down on the beach, and we do a Bush and Beach package as well, which is a 7-night stay. So something to offer people, which works nicely. Here we have some of the accolades that we've managed to get over the last couple of years, which we're very proud of. And we actually won the Architectural Digest Awards in 2015 for the Best New African Safari Camp, which we're very, very proud of. So I think we've covered everything off. We are definitely a luxury lodge with very friendly staff, a magical experience for people to experience. How you package it is obviously up to you, and we welcome any bookings that come through to us. I'd like to thank you for listening. We are going to be showing a video now, which, Chris, I wonder whether you could set that up for me, because Sophie, I don't think, is on the line anymore. Thank
Great.
you.
Thank
Thank you
you
for
very much,
participating
Sheena.
with this afternoon.
Yes, thank you, everybody. And are there any questions for Sheena? Okay, I can see Sandy is sending through a message. Absolute pleasure, Sandy. Good to see you on another webinar with us. If there are no further questions, I will be wrapping up here. So Sheena and Sophie, even though I know you're not on any longer, thank you very much for your time. Fascinating presentation. Great to learn a little bit more about Finch Hattons. And to everyone attending, thank you very much for your time. And I look forward to having you guys all on another Atta webinar sometime very soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.